Hello students, welcome back in social science class. So I hope again you are fit and fine with your family members at your home. So dear students, let's complete this chapter, and today I am going to sum up this chapter with our last topic. So as you know, we are discussing about the physical features of India. So till now we have discussed about the four major divisions of India, four major physical divisions of India: northern plains, Himalayan mountains, peninsular plateau and desert. So today we will discuss about another important physical division of India, that is known as the coastal plains. So dear students, as you know, we have a long coastline. In first chapter, if you have studied that chapter, you know the total length of Indian coastline is 7517 kilometer, or we can say 7516.6 or 0.5 kilometer. Including this, we include the coastline from here, Gujarat to Kolkata till West Bengal, and we also include our island groups Lakshadweep and Andaman Nicobar. But if we exclude these two island groups, Andaman Nicobar Islands located in Bay of Bengal and Lakshadweep Island groups, those who are located in Arabian Sea. So the mainland coastline of India is 6100 kilometer. So the main land of India, its total length of mainland coastline is 6100 kilometer. In southern India, in our last topic, physical peninsular plateau, we discussed about the Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. As you know, this side the Western Ghats are located, and here you know Eastern Ghats. These are the Eastern Ghats and these are the Western Ghats. Now dear students, between the coastline of Arabian Sea and these Western Ghats, this narrow strip or this area is known as the Western Coastal Plain. So the topic that we will discuss today, that is about the coastal plains. The fifth physical division of India is coastal plains. So in the western side, here between the Western Ghats and the coastline, Arabian coastline, this sandwiched area between Western Ghats and Arabian Sea coastline, this is known as Western Coastal Plains, and from this side, from Eastern Ghats to Western coastline, these areas known as the Eastern Coastal Plains. Actually, when Peninsular Plateau, it was the part of Gondwana land or Africa, then these coastal plains were not located there. They formed later. How they formed? As you know, these are the mountain ranges or hills. So when monsoon season comes, when rainfall occurs, very small numerous streams flow this side, in the western side of Western Ghats. And these streams, they deposit their sediments here. And the same, as you know, some important rivers of Peninsular Plateau, those who rise from the Western Ghats, they flow towards the eastern side and they deposit their sediments here. Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, this is Kaveri river, this is Krishna, Godavari, and here Mahanadi. And not only these big rivers, these large rivers, another so many small streams, they also deposit their sediments. So that's why, due to the deposition of these sediments, these coastal plains formed. So what is the importance of these coastal plains? Actually, these coastal plains are also very fertile like the northern plains of India. And the people, those who lives here, they use these coastal plains for mainly agricultural purposes. But the main feature of these plains, as we divided the northern plains in different parts, Indus plain, Ganga plain and Brahmaputra plain. So these plains are further divided in some areas or in categories. So here in the eastern side, western side, here Mumbai, these are the further divisions of western coastal plain, Mumbai to Marmagao. Mumbai to Marmagao, this coastal area, this coastal plain is known as Konkan plains. From here, Marmagao to Mangaluru. Earlier it was known as Mangalore in Karnataka coastline. So this part from Marmagao to Mangaluru, it is known as Kannada plain. And from Mangaluru to here, Kanyakumari, this area is known as the Malabar coast or plains or Malabar plain. So this is the classification of western coastal plains. It is divided in three different parts: Konkan plains from Mumbai to Marmagao, from Marmagao to Mangaluru, Kannada plains, and next Mangaluru to Kanyakumari, it is known as Malabar coastal plain. And the same, but in a different way, the division of eastern coastal plains also here. From here we divide the western coastal plains according to the cities, important cities, and here we divide these coastal plains according to the deltas. About the delta, we will discuss this physical division or about this feature in next chapter, chapter drainage in geography. So first of all, when river deposits its sediments here, so that time it forms delta. From Mahanadi delta to Godavari or till here Krishna delta, we can say this part is known as the northern Sircar. From here to here, this is known as northern Sircar. And from Krishna Mahanadi delta, here it is Krishna delta, and here it is Kaveri. From Krishna to Kaveri or till, some geographers they take it from Krishna delta to till Kanyakumari as a Coromandel coast. That is known as Coromandel coast. Spellings may differ. In some books only single R is given, and in some it is double R. Same here in Kaveri. In some books you will find Caveri, and here as I write Kaveri. So spelling differs. Okay. So that doesn't matter, but we must understand about the physical divisions. Again, the further divisions of these coastal plains. So here in the western coastal plains, we divide this coastal plain in mainly two parts. From here Kanyakumari to Krishna delta, we can say this is known as the Coromandel coast, Coromandel coastal plains, and from here Krishna to Mahanadi delta, it is known as the northern Sircar. Okay, dear students. So only this much is given in our book for the 9th standard. So let's discuss another physical division of India, the 6th and last important physical division, that is island groups. So I am going to rub this. I have already uploaded the PDF file of some notes, and particular a question is given in that PDF file regarding the distinguish or the differentiation between the eastern and western coastal plains. So you can check it from there. Now let us see the next further physical division of India, that is known as the coastal island groups of India. Dear students, as you know, we have some island groups. Here in the Arabian Sea, and here in Bay of Bengal, we have some island groups. So as you know, these island groups are known as the Lakshadweep, Lakshadweep Islands, and here in the Bay of Bengal, these islands are known as the Andaman and Nicobar. So, dear students, when we study these two island groups, so these particular island groups, those who are located in the western side in the Arabian Sea, they known as the Lakshadweep island groups. The very important feature of these island groups, they are made up of corals. What is coral? We will discuss it later. And about these island groups, they are 36 in total number. 36. And these Andaman and Nicobar Islands, they are nearly 572 islands in numbers. Small and large size, all collectively islands, they are nearly 36 and they are 572. And here in these islands, mostly or the small islands, some are not suitable for the inhabitation of human beings. Means, for example, in book Pitti Island, that is only reserved as a bird sanctuary. Okay, there are so many small islands, only those who are large in size, only that islands are used to live for the human habitation. And here also the important feature of these islands, some of the islands, they are made up of volcanic eruption. Dear students, you know we have an active volcano also. Yes, the particular active volcano that is located here in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And the name of that island where the active volcano is located, that is known as the Barren Island. Okay, so you can more check this on internet. So these island groups, they are divided by a particular latitude line. That latitude line is known as 9-degree latitude line, and this 9-degree latitude line is known as the, means here a water body lies, so that is known as the 9-degree channel. Means 9-degree latitude line divides these island groups mainly in two parts. Some islands are located in north and some are located in south. The same here, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, they are also divided in two parts, and they are divided by the 10-degree northern latitude line. And this line and this water channel here that divides these two island groups, the upper part is known as the Andaman and the southern part is known as the Nicobar. Dear students, these islands are further divided in more parts, the northern Andaman or the little Andaman, middle Andaman, and here the Nicobar also, Car Nicobar, the large Nicobar, middle or little Nicobar, like this. So this water channel here that lies between these two island groups, that is known as the 10-degree channel, because this water body 10-degree channel is known because of the 10-degree latitude line, and here this 9-degree water channel is known because of the 9-degree latitude line. And one more feature, the administrative capital of this island group, that is Kavaratti, and as you know the capital of Andaman and Nicobar Island, that is Port Blair. And both these two island groups comes under the union government, or we can say the central government. That's why they are known as the union territories. And one more important point regarding these island groups, before 1973 these islands were further divided in three parts. They were known as the Laccadive, Minicoy and Amendive. These island groups were earlier divided in three parts, and now in 1973 collectively for their better administration, so that's why these three different island groups, they merged under a single name, that is known as the Lakshadweep Island groups. So these islands are very helpful. Actually, those people who are living here, so they use the watery sources. Their life is totally dependent on the ocean or the oceanic water. The marine life or the fish, they go for fishing, and even they supply the food, the marine food, to the coastal areas also. And as a strategic location, it is very helpful to our armed forces also, so they can keep this large area, and both here. Okay. So dear student, this is only given in your book about these two island groups. I tried to tell you more, that is even not given in your book, and again a classification is given in the PDF file, so you can check it from the PDF. Okay. So this is all about the physical divisions of India. Now, why these physical divisions are important? Dear students, we discussed the 6 different physical divisions of India, and these 6 physical divisions have their own importance. For example, northern mountains, Himalayas. Himalayas are the source of the water. They provide water to the rivers, those who are the perennial in nature. They also provide, or they are the source of forest, natural vegetation, wildlife. Even the northern plains, as you know, the maximum concentration of Indian population that lies here in the northern plains, because they provide the food or the food grains to the large number of people. And these northern plains are helpful for the constructional activities, for laying the transport lines, or even for the better communication system and construction system. Next, the peninsular plateau. As I told you earlier, the Chota Nagpur plateau, that is the mineral storehouse of India. Peninsular plateau or the plateau region, that also provides some different kind of minerals and rocks. And then the coastal plains, they also have their own importance, because they also used as a agricultural area. And the island groups, as I told you, the island groups also have their importance. So dear students, that is the importance of all these 6 major physical divisions of India. So let's recall before finish this chapter. Firstly, we discussed about the plate tectonic process, and how this plate tectonic process is responsible for the 3 different kind of boundaries: convergent, divergent, transform, and these 3 boundaries are responsible for the constructional and the destructional activities over the earth. And then we discussed the formation of continents, and later we discussed about the 6 major physical divisions of India: northern mountains, northern plains, peninsular plateau, desert, coastal plains, and island groups. Now you will think, how desert helps? Actually, dear students, some kind of vegetation and wildlife that requires the dry or hot climate, that grow only in desert region. Sand also have its importance, even not for us, but for the different kind of vegetation and wildlife. So dear students, I think that is enough in this chapter. So stay tuned. See you later. Good luck.